Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. This is episode 15. Last time we were doing a lot of side questing and checking in on Redcliffe. We attempted to do Morrigan's favor and take on Flemeth. However, she transformed into a dragon and absolutely wiped the floor with my whole party twice. So we're probably going to do that later. We decided that our next main location that we would head to would be Denerim, interestingly enough, and we've come across this lovely fella, Slim Coldry, who's like, hey, you're a rogue, want to get stealing? And we've been looking into doing just that. Hopefully, now that I've reloaded a save, we won't be having the same visual issues that we were having at the end of last episode, where everybody's clothes were just changing rapidly depending on the camera angle. It looks like everything has now fixed and resolved itself, which is nice. So this episode, oh my god,
that's my sister's house. I'm almost sure of it. This is the right address. She could be inside. Could we go and see?
Hold that thought, Alistair. Look, that's fine. But you interrupted me when I was about to look at the cat, and I was about to look at the cat. And when you see a cat in a game, you must look at it. Alistair, we're not here for your sister right now. Okay. Wouldn't you rather meet her on your own?
Do I seem a little nervous? I am. I really don't know what to expect. I'd like you to be there with me if you're willing. Or we could leave, I suppose. We really don't have time to pay a visit, do we? Maybe we should go.
You're such a coward.
I am not. All right, maybe I am. I am totally a coward. What would I say to her? Does she even know I exist? Will she be happy to see me? Oh, now I'm babbling. Maybe we should go. Let's go. Let's just go.
Alistair disapproves, but there's a cat, so that's fine. His disapproval means nothing to me right now, for there is a orange cat. I can't pet it though, so this game is an instant 0 out of 10. So apparently this is Goldana's house, and we're outside, Alistair. We could go in. The whole group can go and meet your sister, or we could have a look at the dog and also the cat. However, this game also fails the can you pet the dog question. You cannot pet the dog. I'm sure there's probably a mod for that, but that's okay because I have a warhound that I can pat instead. Before we go into Goldana's house, there's a lot more that we can do here. For example, looting the place, stealing from everyone possible, etc., etc. We'll definitely be looking into doing a lot of stealing. We're going to check in with Slim. We're just going to be like, give me all of the things that you could tell me to steal, and we'll do that.
Good to see you, Warden. Fighting the good fight, eh?
Absolutely. Do you have a mark for me?
I got one. Better than the last. 1 sovereign.
Okay. So 1 sovereign is our 1 gold, I suppose. Pay 1 sovereign.
I thought you might like this one. Sir Nancine has a fancy and expensive sword. Paid for courtesy of her oppressive taxes on her lands. She's going to be at the wonders of Thedas soon, no doubt figuring new ways to kick her peasants where it hurts. This swipe will be tougher. She's got good eyes, and stealing a sword from a scabbard isn't easy. If you can blend in shadows, that might help. Good hunting to you, Warden.
I can do that. So I'm assuming that basically the money that we pay him at the start for the information is the cut that he takes from the overall, score, I would say. Sir Nancine's sword is browsing the wonders of Theda's shop and has an expensive, fancy sword on her. Slim said it may be tricky stealing from her, which means everybody stay here. I'ma go.
You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying.
Can we only do 1 at a time?
I've got a place for you. It should be easy money for you. It'll cost 1 sovereign, though.
Cool, we can do multiple.
Lady Sophie is an intimate of Al Hal. Real intimate. She's visiting the country, because that's what rich folk do when the whole bloody kingdom's in danger. Sorry, they just get me so angry. Her room in the Nord Noble Tavern is unattended. That means her valuables are just there for the taking. You've got the tavern staff to worry about, plus she has hired a guard. A very overworked, tired and bored guard, though. Just be careful and you should be fine. Good luck.
Okay. The absent mistress, Lady Sophie Alhow's lover, is off in the country and her room is in the Nord Noble Tavern is empty. You should find many objects of value waiting for you there if you can break into it. Okay, nice. So I'm assuming we could probably only do like the one pickpocket and the one break-in at a time. We're going to do just that. I'm pretty sure am I tracking? I am tracking it now. Okay. Alright, there's Friends of Red. Oh, that's Friends of Red Jenny, so that's a plot that we've got with us. I guess I need to just find where the location is myself, which means I may as well just go through all of this. There's so many people to talk to. Denerim is massive. Oh. Ah, nice to see that the black bear, is looking as the black bear should. It was not last time. So many people. Oh, there's the Nord Noble Tavern, so that's good.
The wonders of Thedas. Our Lehman once bought me a miniature golem doll here.
Oh.
When I was young. Really young.
Oh, Genitivi's home. That's Genitivi's house, okay. Wonders of Thedas. Okay, so Wonders of Thedas and the tavern are right next to each other, so that's good for our stealing. Apparently I should go to this mysterious door, because this is going to be where we chuck this small painted box found in First Enchanter Irving's office. Our quest for that is acquire a small painted box as requested by the Friends of Red Jenny. The reward, whatever it is waiting off the market district in Denerim.
As you say.
The door opens and crack in response to your knock. There's a light breeze, like a change in pressure. Okay. You had business in the Circle Tower? The door closes curtly. Continue. Okay.
I shall do it.
I guess we are just going to present the small painted box. A large shadow nods, a pouch of coins appears in exchange. Right, I should know better than to try and get information out of something like this. The door closes. Alright, 3 sovereigns. I'll take it. A warehouse. You know what, maybe I should not loot the warehouse yet, because it might be tied to like potentially like a break-in thing with Slim. So I don't want to ruin a sequence of events. So let's just focus on stealing. Let's go into the Wonders of Thedas shop now. Stay here, team. I've got work to do. We got a lot of lore in here. Look at this. You just got bones in a cauldron.
I shall do it.
I'm just going to run through and look at all the books, because it's just going to add a bunch of codex entries, and then we'll run through them all. History of the Chantry, Chapter 4. Oh no! We don't have Chapter 3! This is the first time that I've ever found one out of order. Chapter 3 might be in a whole different other location. That makes me upset. I feel like I shouldn't read it out of order. Should I make a mental note to read the History of the Chantry 4 once I've found Chapter 3? But then there is no guarantee that I will ever find Chapter 3. Fuck it, I'll just read it. We'll read history out of order. This scroll is very particular about where I must put my marker. Ah, the Canary.
Miserable.
The Aeonar. Okay, a lot of lore in here, which is great. I love just walking into a room and just getting a bunch of lore to read. Okay, so I'll save.
None shall see me.
None shall see me.
Ah, a peasant.
I just
Delightful.
I was supposed to steal, and I engaged in dialogue. Oh, we've got persuade, herbalism, poison. You've got a cold. I have some tonic that helped me. Jesus. I wonder if we'll... This is interesting. I'm gonna just go through this dialogue for a sec. You're ill. I'm a herbalist of some skill.
You are? I've been meaning to stop by the apothecary. I have this tickle in the back of my throat.
I'm a very resourceful dwarf, milady. I could examine you. You have to remove your armor though. God damn it, dwarf. Stealing. Oh, that's fucking great. Instead of stealing outside of dialogue, stealing within it and just like getting it from her. That's such a great like Dungeons and Dragons style move, like engaging in dialogue and you're like, I'm a roll for stealing while she's distracted. Stealing, feel her throat. Let me see there. No swelling.
That tickles. Is it anything serious?
Oh dear, you have the midnight pox. Stealing, take off her sword. Let me just set that down. Breathe in.
I'm breathing. I just have a little cough. Enough of this. I'm hearty as a horse. Good day.
We took the sword off her back. That's so good. Sir Nancy's ornamental sword with a goldy, jewel-encrusted hilt. It was taken from Sir Nancy. A value of 10. Looks like we can't wield it. It's got no stats to it. Yeah. Because it is purely ornamental. I guess that's another sword. That's so good. I love that.
Get away from me.
Oh, that's so much more rewarding than like stealing outside of dialogue. I love that. That was really awesome.
Yes, make it quick.
Oh yes. There's 2 people in Denerim that we've got to fire. Sorry, you're fired, but also please finish your job. I have a note here from your master.
Strange. Let's see this. I knew it. I gave that man the best 7 weeks of my life. Well, I guess he won't have me to push around anymore. Ha!
Nice. Okay, that's 1. Find the remaining apprentices and give each of them a notice of termination. Tranquil Proprietor.
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Browse his wares. What do you got for me? Ooh, 11 sovereigns for a potent Lyran potion recipe. Damn. Tome of Arcane Technique. I mean, we can afford some of this stuff now. Torch of Embers, the Lightning Rod. It's just this classic RPG thing that I'm always like, I look at some shit, I'm just like, that's great. So expensive. And I hate spending money in video games, which is not good, is it? Kiss it and make it better. Tome that speaks to mages who want to develop their nurturing sides. Interesting, a spirit healer. Ancient map and the Imperium gift. Remarkable garnet, which is different. This one's a gift. Twitch ring. A ring of ages for 78 sovereigns for 20% resistance to all of those elements. Fucking nice. Increases the experience from Codex. Oh, that is perfect for me. It's not even any stat boost. It's just straight up more experience from the Codex. How much more experience is it though? I wonder. It'd be nice if it gave me like a percentage. Cut from some satiny cloth, the entire surface of this belt is covered with embroidered text in the Tevinter language. A nerd belt. Nerd. Well, all of these robes are very magical, so these aren't going to serve Liliana, so Liliana is still going to go without some new robes for a time. Reaper's vestments. I really like that there's some really like cool items that stand out with their title, and there's lore in them too, so you got to go through an inventory sometimes and be like, oh, what can we learn here? Reaper was an apostate mage who evaded the Templars for many years before being captured. Part villain, part folk hero, it is said he led a charmed life, avoiding dangers that would have killed lesser men. Some really cool like stories in here, which I like. While supple and elegant, these gloves somehow lend a curious impact to combat. The styling appears Dalish, although a rarely seen variety, named for a stitched lion on the palm. Winter's Breath. Very expensive. Well, if I need any spell things, I can come back here. I don't think I need anything right now. But you know what I could do from you right now?
Sometimes silence is best.
Nice, what'd I get? Nice. I do love just getting a lesser nature salve. Damn, and maybe some death root, smell fruit. Perfect. Classic. Maybe I should have stolen from that guy before I gave him his notice of termination too. Okay, we found some codex entries. Let's read the history of the Chantry, chapter 4. Even though we haven't found chapter 3, and that makes me sad. The crowds present at the death of Andraste were right to feel despair. It is believed that the prophet's execution angered the Maker, and he turned his back on humanity once more, leaving the people of Thedas to suffer in the dark. In these dark times, mankind scrambled for a light, any light. Some found comfort in demonic cults that promised power and riches in return for worship. Others prayed to the old gods for forgiveness, begging the great dragons to return to the world. Still others fell so low as to worship the Darkspawn, forming vile cults dedicated to the exaltation of evil in its purest form. It is said that the world wept as its people begged for a savior who would not come. Andraste's followers, however, did not abandon her teachings when she died. The cult of Andraste rescued her sacred ashes from the courtyard in Menrathus after her execution, stealing them away to a secret temple. The location of that temple has long been lost, but the ashes of Andraste served as a symbol of the enduring nature of the faith in the Maker, that humanity could earn the Maker's forgiveness despite its grievous insult to him. With time, the cult of Andraste spread and grew, and the Chant of Light took form. Sing this chant in the four corners of Thedas, it was said, and the world would gain the Maker's attention at last. As the Chant of Light spread, the cult of Andraste became known as the Andrastian Chantry. Those who converted to the Chantry's belief found it in their mission to spread Andraste's word. So it was originally a cult. So good. There were many converts, including powerful people in the Imperium and in the city-states of what is now Orlais. Such was the power of the Maker's word that the young King Draken undertook a series of exalted marches meant to unite the city-states and create an empire solely dedicated to the Maker's will. The Orlesian Empire became the seat of the Chantry's power, the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux, the source of the movement that birthed the organized Chantry as we know it today. Draken, by then Emperor Draken I, created the Circle of Magi, the Order of Templars, and the Holy Office of the Divine. Many within the Chantry revere him nearly as equal with Andraste herself. The modern Chantry is a thing of faith and beauty, but it is also a house of necessity, protecting Thedas from powerful forces that would do it harm. Where the Grey Wardens protect the world from the Blights, the Chantry protects mankind from itself. Most of all, the Chantry works to earn the Maker's forgiveness so that one day he will return and transform the world into the paradise it was always meant to be. Wild. Okay, we've got magic and religion. The Aeonar. When the Imperium occupied the area that is present-day Ferelden, they had two sites dedicated to magical experimentation at the extreme ends of the Imperial Highway. The southern one was the Fortress of Ostagar, which looked out over the Kolkari Wilds. The northern one was Aeonar, although the exact location is now a secret, known only to a handful of Templars. Whatever it was the Tevinter were trying to discover at Aeonar, their work was never completed. The fortress was overrun by disciples of Andraste upon hearing the news of her death. According to legend, it was a massacre, eerily silent, for the invaders caught the mages while all but one of them were in the Fade. The site was left structurally sound but spiritually damaged. Possibly because of this, the Chantry chose to put it to use as a prison. Accused Maleficarum and apostates are held in the confines of Aeonar. Those who have a powerful connection to the Fade, and particularly to demons, will inevitably attract something across the veil, making the guilty somewhat easier to tell from the innocent. From the fires. From Of Fires, Circles and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. Nice. Now in Culture and History, we have the History of the Dryadens, which we've already read, because it's just this highlighted one of Denerim. When anyone in Ferelden speaks of going to the city, they inevitably mean Denerim. There is no other place in the kingdom which rivals it, not in size, population, wealth, or importance. It is the seat of the Theron family, the capital of Ferelden, the largest seaport, and, by ancient tradition, the meeting place of the Landsmeet. As well, Denerim was the birthplace of Andraste, one of them anyway, as several other sites claim to have been the Prophet's early home, including Jada in Orlais. The Chantry takes no stance on which site's claim is valid, but it is well known that Andraste was Ferelden by birth. When visiting the pilgrimage site in Denerim, it is inadvisable to mention Jada at all. The city rests at the foot of the Dragon's Peak, a solitary mountain scarred by ancient lava flows. During Andraste's lifetime, it reputedly filled the sky with a great column of black ash and sent burning rock raining down as far away as the Free Marches, but it is now considered extinct. Some believe it merely sleeps and will again darken the sky with ash and fire when the last Ferelden king dies. This is highly unlikely. Okay. More information on the Qunari. Anyone who travels far enough to the north will eventually encounter the Qunari, white-haired, bronze-skinned giants, a head again taller than a man, with frighteningly calm demeanors and a sort of sparkling fire behind their eyes. For quite a long time, people believed that all Qunari were male, or that their men and women were simply indistinguishable. It was not until the Blessed Age that diplomats from Rivain were allowed, however briefly, to visit Parvolan, and there they discovered that Qunari females do exist in abundance and are quite easily recognized. The Rivaini say that Qunari have a certain kindness to them, or at least a conspicuous lack of cruelty, although I did not observe the creatures closely enough to evaluate their character. Interesting that Brother Genitivi refers to them as creatures. I know they are not human, but they are certainly referring to them as creatures. Feels like the wrong terminology to use. The geography of Thedas. Thedas is bounded to the east by the Amaranthine Ocean. I feel like we've read this before. Why does I feel like I've read something like the geography of Thedas already? Is there new information added? It doesn't look like it. Alright. Thedas is bounded to the east by the Amaranthine Ocean, to the west by Tarashan Forest and the Hunterthorn Mountains, to the south by the snowy wastes that lie beyond the Orkney Mountains, and to the north by Donark Forest. The word Thedas is Tevinter in origin, originally used to refer to lands that bordered the Imperium. As the Imperium lost its stranglehold on conquered nations, more and more lands became Thedas, until finally people applied the name to the entire continent. The northern part of Thedas is divided amongst the Anderfels, the Tevinter Imperium, Antiva, and Rivain, with the islands held by the Qunari just off the coast. Central Thedas consists of the Three Marches, Navarra and Orlais, with Ferelden to the south. What lies beyond the snowy wastes is a mystery. The freezing temperatures and barren land have kept even the most intrepid cartographers at bay. Similarly, the western reaches of the Anderfels have never been fully explored, even by the Anders themselves. We do not know if the dry steppes are shadowed by mountains, or if they extend all the way to a nameless sea. There must be other lands, continents or islands, perhaps across the Amaranthine or north of Parvolan, for the Qunari arrived in Thedas from somewhere, but beyond that deduction, we know nothing. Alright, I don't remember reading that, but there's definitely, I feel like there's definitely like a codex entry that we must have had before that was like geography of something. Yeah, okay. Geography of Ferelden. Okay, so we've read geography of Ferelden before. This is the geography of Thedas. Okay, there you go. I knew I wasn't crazy. I just read a different geography book. Geography. I got scared then. Sometimes when you see a black screen for too long, you're like, don't crash. Alright, now we can go into here. Politics of Ferelden as we enter the tavern. To our neighbours, Ferelden seems utterly chaotic. Unlike other monarchies, power does not descend from our throne, rather it rises from the support of the freeholders. Each freehold chooses the ban or Arl to whom it pays allegiance. Typically, this choice is based on proximity of the freehold to the Lord's castle, as it's worthless to pay for the upkeep of soldiers who will arrive at your land too late to defend it. For the most part, each generation of freeholders casts its lot with the same ban as their fathers did, but things can and do change. No formal oaths are sworn, but it is not unheard of, especially in the prickly central Banorn, for bans to court freeholders away from their neighbours, a practice which inevitably begets feuds that last for ages. Terrans arose from amongst the bands, war leaders who in antiquity had grown powerful enough to move other bands to swear fealty to them. There were many Terrans in the days before King Calanhad, but he succeeded in whittling them down to only 2. Gwarin in the south, Hiever in the north. These Terrans still hold the oaths of bands and Arls who they may call upon in the event of war or disaster, and similarly, the Terrans still hold responsibility for defending those sworn to them. The Isles were established by the Terrans, given command of strategic fortresses that could not be overseen by the Terrans themselves. Unlike the Terrans, the Isles have no bands sworn to them, and are simply somewhat more prestigious bands. The king is, in essence, the most powerful of the Terrans. Although Denerim was originally the Taenir of the king, it has since been reduced to an Isling, as the king's domain is now all of Ferelden. But even the king's power must come from the bands. Nowhere is this more evident than during the Landsmeet, an annual council for which all of the nobles of Ferelden gather, held for almost 3,000 years except odd interruptions during blights and invasions. The sight of a king asking for, and working to win, the support of lesser men is a source of constant wonder to foreign ambassadors. Interesting. The politics of Ferelden. Alright. Oh look!
I wonder if they have a good plum wine.
Lore! Hey guys, do you want to read some lore? Because I do. So deal with it, because we learning today. This is the reading beginning to this episode. Navarra. We're doing pretty good on picking shit up. We've got 11 more creatures to find. Surprisingly, items is very low. Characters, there is 9 more characters here. Culture and history. I found a decent amount, but there is still much more to get. You know what I shouldn't have done? Closed that thing, because now I've forgotten what it was. It was Navarra. But was it in culture and history? It should be. Yeah, Navarra. I'm like, oh shit, I closed it. The 4th time I attempted to cross the border into Navarra from Orlais and was turned back by the Chevaliers, I decided to take the more roundabout path, a ship back to Ferelden, and then another to Navarra. The outcome was more than worth the trouble. The whole country is filled with artistry, from the statues of heroes that litter the streets in even the meanest villages to the glittering golden College of Magi in Cumberland. Perhaps nowhere is more astonishing than the vast necropolis outside Navarra City. Unlike most other followers, I've just lost myself. Unlike most other followers of Andraste, the Navarrans do not burn their dead. Instead, they carefully preserve the bodies and seal them in elaborate tombs. Some of the wealthiest Navarrans begin construction of their own tombs while quite young, and these become incredible palaces, complete with gardens, bathhouses, and ballrooms, utterly silent, kept only for the dead. Ooh. Just you wait, I still haven't read those missing lore pieces that I missed in the Fade yet. So just you wait till I get around them. Okay, we got Sophie's Guard. This bartender could probably give us some nice rumours, don't you think? Crime Wave. Lady Sophie is off in the country, but there is a guard for Sophie here.
My shift's nearly over. Thank Andraste.
Thank Andraste.
What can I get you, stranger?
Anyone need help? Maybe with something not strictly legal. Best thing I could even ask. Have you heard any rumours?
The Dark Spawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings. And then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. I'm not holding out hope myself. Anything else you need?
Pretty sure this is the same bartender voice, but he's saying different things, which is good. Not anything else I can get you. Heard any other rumours?
Tern Logain has announced that whatever happened to Ban Bronick will happen to any other nobleman who doesn't live up to the oath he swore to serve the throne. There's a lot of folks angry about it. Some of the Banorn who weren't saying anything are now saying that Logain is trampling on their rights as sovereign lords. Seems like more fighting is inevitable at this point, doesn't it? Sad state of affairs. Anything else you need?
Anything else you need? And any other rumours?
There's news come out of Redcliffe at last. Seems that Arl Eamon has come down with some deadly sickness, probably the blight, and he may even die. If he does, that probably means no one else can stand up to Tern Logain in the Landsmeet. Another fortunate turn for Tyr, no? Anything else you need?
I like these updates.
There's terrible news. Everyone is talking about a battle in the north between Loghain's men and Ban Bronik. The Ban was utterly crushed. Someone told me that he was meeting with Loghain to talk terms, but I don't believe it. Surely Loghain would never attack someone attempting to parley. Anything else you need?
Anything else you need?
There's been another clash of forces, this time north of Lothering. Both the Benorn and Loghain are saying that they won this clash, so we're not sure exactly what happened yet. From the sounds of it, I think the forces accidentally crossed each other and began fighting. What a bloody mess. Anything else you need?
What a bloody mess.
There's news out of the Mage Tower that the Circle of Magi had a close call. Demons got out, but the mages were able to overcome them, though not without a lot of damage. I know mages bring such terror upon themselves, but I have to admit I'm glad we'll still have magic to wield against the Darkspawn. Anything else you need? Earl Wolf has gone to Denerim to plead his case with Tyr and Loghain, I hear. West Hills has been hit hard by the Darkspawn, and Wolf wants the fighting over the throne to stop. Anything else you need?
I'm wondering if, like, I want to catch up on all of the rumors that come through, because I guess, like, you can just cycle through every single rumor in existence and then run out and then go through the game some more and then get more rumors. And, like, torn between wanting to know everything. But I feel like it's too unrealistic for my dwarf to just constantly just be like, anything else? Anything else? Anything else? So I think we'll leave it there.
Right.
I'll leave it there. Around. I'm sure I'll get more rumors elsewhere. An injury kit recipe requires expert herbalism. Of which we do not have yet.
What can I get you, stranger?
Anyone need help? He glances around for prying eyes, then produces a few notes on behalf of interested parties. Oh, cool! There are rogue quests. Rogue quests that you can get at taverns. That's sick. Correspondence Interruptus. Has a small request. It's always useful to have a big name in your pocket. There's nothing better than snagging them with their knickers down. If, in travels wide, someone were to come across notes between illicit lovers, I have certain specialists who can make the most of the texts. Deliver to the bartender, and an investment towards future manipulation will be handsomely paid. Cool. D requires swift action. I have trouble. A few of my more excitable young associates got a little nervous during a couple of delicate handovers. Suffice to say, a little mess needs attention. Life is normally cheap, but if word of this gets out, there will be consequences. My men are under close watch, so I'd be most grateful if someone willing to take care of this. Coin is assured. And negotiation aids. K requests the following. The troubles of the new blood seem to find me. I've ruffled some feathers with my alternative tactics, and certain people have had me blacklisted by my primary suppliers. So I put this out there to those enterprising friends who want an ally and perhaps a little coin. 15 toxin extract samples will be more than enough to ensure I can continue building support. Simple, isn't it? Okay. Nice. So we got some favors for certain interested parties. Deliver a stack of 15 toxin extract samples to the well-connected bartender in the Nord Noble in Denerim for K. So, have I got 15 toxin extracts? Right now I've got one. I'm gonna have to go get those. Deals went bad in the market, the warehouse, and the Pearl. Get rid of the bodies. And as you travel, keep an eye out for love letters in noble and wealthy homes. 12 of them to the well-connected bartender. We have found love letters in our codex. How much do we have? Would it be in notes? Correspondence Interruptus. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only found 4. Unfortunately.
I shall do it.
Crimson Oars. Hello, Crimson Oars. Edwina. The Blackstone liaison. Nice.
Maker's blessings upon you, Warden.
What you got for me? Notices of death. Warden. It is always a sad duty to report the deaths of those who have died in the service of the guild. Today this duty falls to you, should you accept it. With this letter, you will find the names of 4 women recently widowed and letters giving condolences for the loss of their husbands. All 4 men were killed doing the work of the irregulars, and we mourn the deaths of all those who die in service to our ideals. Please handle this task with the discretion and care that I am confident you possess in spades. You must deliver these notes to the widows Irenia in Redcliffe, Lorana near Lake Calenhad, and Sarah and Tanya in Denerim. I've seen Sarah, however, like, this one's always interesting. I've seen so many people named Sarah that have it spelt this way, but some people call it Sarah at the same time. Names, a peculiar thing. Many thanks for this difficult task. From Railnor. Well, I know exactly where you are because we've spoken to you when we first arrived. And restocking the guild. My good people, we're facing work coming in from the 2 fronts and everyone must contribute. The irregulars are prepared to pay any man or woman who comes forth with a gift of 20 health poultices. No questions asked. 20 health poultices? You think I want to get rid of my health potions? If we work together, we can stock the irregulars for war. How many do I have? Of just the normal health poultice? 3. Goddamn. The Blackstone Letter of Condolences. My dear lady, it is with great regret that I must inform you of the death of your husband. He died as he lived, with the greatest honor, completing a task of vital importance to the guild. Rest assured that we will take vengeance on those responsible for his death. Please accept my condolences for your loss. Railnor Hawkwind. My favorite part about this letter is that it's not personal, so they don't actually care. It's literally, they literally copy and pasted 4 death notifications to these families. My dear lady, your husband is dead. They were doing a good job. They were doing the most important thing for the guild. And this has certainly not just been copy-pasted 3 other times. No, sir. Literally not even personalized letters. So good. Something that I genuinely love about this Dragon Age playthrough, that is probably great for some people and boring for others, is my character is a nerd dwarf. He walks into a new town and he goes, all right, what can I steal? I'm a roguish dwarf. What can I steal? But also, what can I learn? I'm going to go into the tavern and I'm going to read all the books. And like, we're literally just like this fucking nerdy rogue bookworm. And I kind of love that from a role-playing perspective. Our whole party is just like waiting outside being like, fuck, man, this guy won't stop reading every piece of information that he comes across.
Next, drink to battle and victory.
I'm a Crimson Ore. Which way you looking, or we'll rip your damned eyes out and piss in your skull. Another round for me men.
Love it. Terrible name, though.
Now we drink more.
The Crimson Oars. Where are you going? Like, where are you going? Are you getting into a boat somewhere with your oars?
Drink to battle and victory.
Huh. I suppose you want to drink now, do you?
Okay, Edwina. Literally don't even know you. Alright, now you guys stay and keep the bartender distracted. Actually, I got a new plan. You guys get over here. Keep Sophie's guard distracted. Hey, Sophie's guard. I hate how awkward my dwarf is because I'm always at chest level. My friends here are going to accompany you. They're going to keep you company while your shift is almost over, and I'm going to run away now. And I'm going to go stealing.
Difficult for you and
None shall see me.
To live
See, they're all
hiding from the
they're having conversations.
Hunters.
Your pitying tone is as unwelcome as it is.
But surely you must have drawn notice from them. No matter how powerful you claim to be, you would not wish the full attention of the Chantry.
Hunters did come into the wilds from time to time. They did not leave.
And the interest of the Chantry was never aroused. I find that difficult to believe.
I imagine you find many things difficult to believe. Your own preference for the leash you wear, for instance.
There are good reasons for the world to fear mages, even despite our best intentions.
Your best intentions, perhaps. Their fear concerns me not at all.
Sophie's guard getting caught in the middle of her argument, be like, Guys, I thought you were talking to me. I love that they started talking. I'm like, all right, guys, you go make conversation. And I love the audio change. When you go into another room, the audio changes even mid-dialogue. That's so cool. That's usually stuff that I expect out of like more like recent games, I suppose, that I always get surprised when I'm playing like a bit of an older game. I know it's not that old, but like a bit of an older game and you have like really cool audio changes like that help with like realism and immersion. That caught me off guard. That was awesome. The Legend of Calenhad, Chapter 3. Nice. We have Chapter 1 and 2. Calenhad's legend tells that Lady Shayna harbored a love for her king that went beyond friendship, a love that she had kept secret out of her sense of duty and honor. When offered a love potion by a witch in disguise, a witch who would later turn out to be the vengeance-seeking sister of Arl Simeon, Lady Shayna gave in to temptation. She used the potion on Calenhad, but Queen Mayrin discovered the two of them together that night and, broken-hearted, fled Denerim to return to her father. She told Myrddin everything, and he angrily threatened to revoke his support of Calenhad and begin anew a civil war. It is said that Lady Shayna felt remorseful at her manipulation of her best friend's heart and confessed her use of forbidden magic to the court. Although her life was forfeit, Calenhad forgave Lady Shayna for what she had done and refused to have her executed. Myrddin furiously roused the other Isles against Calenhad and Lady Shayna, and it was not long before Ferelden stood on the brink of civil war once again. Against Calenhad's orders, Lady Shayna went alone to Mayrin to plead for peace and plead her case, only to be found out by Myrddin and slain. Angered but also saddened, Calenhad challenged Myrddin to an honor duel. A fight neither of them wanted but both knew was necessary, and Myrddin was slain. The death of the king's greatest ally, an important Arl, was too much for the young kingdom to bear. The other Arls would not back down in their claims against Calenhad. The threat of civil war rose once again. Calenhad went to his wife one last time then, although none knew what he said to her, and then he simply vanished. He left with Mayrin a proclamation abdicating his throne in favor of the son his queen carried in her belly, who eventually ascended to the throne as King Waylon I, the king credited with establishing the Theron dynasty lasting to this day. Calenhad would never reappear. The legend of Calenhad himself only grew over time as stories and sightings multiplied even long after the point when Calenhad could possibly still be alive. He became the Thedas' Bigfoot. Some say he disappeared into the Korcari wilds or went to live with the dwarves, or even became a monk in a reclusive chantry order. The chantry named Calenhad one of the Anointed in 88th year of the Storm Age. Calenhad's sword, Nemetos, was left with Mayrin and became a symbol of Ferelden kingship over the next century. Rumours of its magical powers grew, and when it was lost in the ambush that killed King Venedrin in 24th year of the Blessed Age, it was seen as a great blow to the Theron line. Several false swords have appeared since that time, but never has the true sword resurfaced. Dude, these stories are just so good, right? Like, genuinely so good. Love these legends and myths that we read. They're very engaging. Dwarven nerd must read all books. It will be done. Ah yes. The chest. Just take everything. Of which there was nothing in there. Take everything from the empty chest. I always wonder why it does that. We've had a couple of those. Unlocked. Rivain. Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium nor the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much an outsider as in Rivain. The Chant of Light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Khun, but resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari War. The Rivaini refused to be parted from their seers, wise women who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The Chantry prohibition against such magical practice violates millennia of local tradition. Nice. This book, this In Pursuit of Knowledge book, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, must be fucking huge. This man be writing a massive book on everything. Also, I am going to continue reading the lore as I come across it, because otherwise I will forget. I like reading it. I told you that this would be a slow and methodical sort of playthrough in that sense. if you don't want me to read the lore, if you don't want to listen to me read it, there is a fast forward button on the videos. I wouldn't encourage you to press it because that would make me sad, but also I understand that some people want less of the probably constant reading, but I like it and I'm going to keep doing it because it's great learning about this world, genuinely. I like studying everything that I'm coming across and taking in everything that the game has to offer. And I feel that it does a disservice to the developers when you don't read their codexes or all of their world building, because there is a lot of it. It's very cool. A silk carpet and a diamond. That's our first diamond gem right there, baby. I guess that's our amazing gem from Sophie. Thank you for the diamond. Let me close these doors so I don't leave a trace here. There we go. All right, team, we're all good. How's your conversation with Sophie's guard going? She good? And poof. I was here the whole time.
Huh?
Exactly. All right. Actually.
Sometimes silence is best.
I know that I probably won't even get in trouble for this, but I feel like from a role-playing perspective, going behind the bar is rude. Failing to rob the bar is even worse. That is humiliating. I will be back. All right. I never spoke to the waitresses, did I? They're just constantly walking around.
Busy day today. All the news is troubling these days. When will the war end?
All right, cool. Nice. I love that we arrive in Denerim and they put a fucking dude who gives you pickpocketing missions and stealing missions like immediately. So I haven't even gotten to involve myself in the town yet. I've literally rocked up and been like, what can I steal? So stupid. This is our other apprentice to give the note to. Before you leave my screen forever though.
None shall see me.
I'll steal from you first. I got... What'd I get? Injury kit, a novice rune. Cool. Thank you.
What is it? I have work to do.
I have a note.
What does it say? I knew this would happen. Just when I was starting to get good. Well, thanks, I guess.
You've been relieved. Alright, now there's one more. I guess all this shit's for the taking. Studded leather helm. Oh, my game just crashed. No! Oh, it did crash. It did crash. I'm like, my game crashed. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. I heard a little bit of music. Okay, that's okay. I've been quick saving pretty regularly. I'll just get back to where I was. So something that's interesting that I'm learning about Dragon Age is when I'm trying to load my save game after the game is like crashed or like even from a fresh like loading up of the game is that I can't load a save in Denerim as my first save or the game crashes at the loading screen. I have to load a previous save outside of Denerim and then load my Denerim save game in order to get into the game, which is very peculiar.
What is it? I have work to do.
Oh, wait a minute.
All right. What is it? I have work to do. What does it say? I knew this would happen. Just when I was starting to get good. Well, thanks, I guess.
But yeah, it makes me feel like Denerim is a spicy place. This fucking look at this bird go. Look at this little bird do its thing. It doesn't want to fly around. It just wants to hop. It doesn't even want to just walk around. It just wants to hop to go about its day. In a little circle. Not even a circle, you know. In a little, you know, whatever. I'm going to save before I open chests in Denerim now. Just in case.
As you say.
A key required. God damn. I have leveled up. Morrigan. Classic. I'm going to get Master Herbalism. In terms of your abilities, however, we should go for Glyph of That's bonuses to defense and mental resistance, and a bonus against missile attacks. But it's worth it to get to this stuff. Glyph of Paralysis is a good one to have, though, at the very least. I need to put that on her quick bar, actually. I kind of want to get into her shapeshifter stuff as well. But then it gets rid of one of my spellcasters, and that is also a problem for me. All hostile targets in the targeted area fall asleep. Sleeping enemies cannot resist the horror spell, which will inflict additional damage. Oh! Yes? Yes? Nice. Sleep and Glyph of Paralysis? Sounds amazing. Oh, that's gonna be great.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
You won't find better.
Crafts. Welcome, welcome. We sell only the strongest dwarven steel, folded over 100 times in the forges of Orzammar, and better suited to your hand than anything else you could find in this city.
Spike? Spike, is that you? From Cowboy Bebop? When Steve Blum just sounds exactly like Spike for his dwarven character. It just doesn't match to me. All I can see is Spike. I'd rather buy information if you got any to sell.
I'll answer what I can, but my policy is not to sell things that don't belong to me.
Like, sometimes Steve Blum, most of the time Steve Blum does a Steve Blum voice. But he's doing a Spike voice right now. It's weird. Who are some important people in Denerim?
It's the capital of Ferelden, so naturally the Queen and Regent are at the top. But the man who seems to be running the city guard is the new Arl Rendon Howe. Came in from somewhere up north.
Okay. What's happening in the city right now?
The Landsmeet's the big news. Every dusty noble estate in Denerim is airing its sheets, waiting for the Lord to ride into town.
Okay. Let's see what's in your store now.
Every piece comes with a stamp of assurance from my wife's father, the best smith in Denerim.
Okay, well, I'm going to sell you some stuff. What have you got, though? Gorim's sword. Who's Gorim? This fine dwarven blade has been folded with lyrium to make it more durable and has been imbued with properties that make it resistant to corruption by the Darkspawn. Cool. Dwarven helmet. Gorim shield as well. The mark of Warrior House Salak is engraved on the inner face beside the mark of Smith House Almus. A manual for a berserker, anger management, reaching a new level of slaughter, a tome with a thorough analysis on the berserker's combat style. Cool. I'm gonna sell you some stuff. Like, for example, this ornamental sword. I love that you can sell a whole ass fucking diamond for 75 silver. I'm holding on to this because this value is like 3. Pouch of gems, which is worth 4, but selling it for 1. Maybe I should hold on to my shit. And maybe I should sell them elsewhere. Because this also has a value of 10 sovereigns. I feel like I can find better value. Maybe. Potentially. Elsewhere. I'll put them in a little my little party chest for now. And then we'll see. Sergeant Kylon.
You here to report another crime? I swear we should just cordon off the entire district. Oh, can I help you, Warden?
Interesting. How do you know who I am?
Your likeness was passed around to the senior guardsman at the palace. I must say, the sketch didn't do you much justice. Don't worry, even if I believed the official story of what happened at Ostagar, I'm no fool. If I asked my men to apprehend you, they'd all run and cry big sobby tears in their courtesans' bosoms and leave me all alone to be skewered. Don't disturb the peace in the market, and that's well enough for me.
I love the story and lore reasons for us being able to go to Denerim and it not being an issue. Because everyone's like, we're probably gonna die. So let's just say, hey, just be cool, man. But also there are people that like, oh, we don't really believe the official story. It's a very interesting way to have like a target on your back, but at the same time, everyone's just kind of like, nah. Is the market district really that bad?
The lower market isn't deemed important by the captain of the guard, even less with Al Howe in charge. So when I finally get the new men I request, I get the delightful surprise of discovering their Lord Such-and-Such's illegitimate, untrained, moronic whelps. But lords keep sending me more of them. It's decent pay, no expectations, a uniform. So I have a legion of bastards to protect the market from pickpockets, stabbings, and whatnot, and Al Howe's specially picked men are the worst of the lot.
How are they worse?
With the bastards, I just have to worry about dicing, the odd bit of drool, or yelling at them too loudly and hurting their poor feelings, and then getting chewed out by their noble fathers. But I swear, the Arl's men are more criminal than the miscreants we occasionally arrest. Some of them are the criminals we have to arrest. So if your lifeblood isn't draining in the gutters as we speak, don't bother reporting it.
Oh man, things are pretty fucking dire in this world. Do you need any help?
What? You're serious? I mean, yes, I could use help. I've got a pretty popular, establishment that's crawling with mercenaries. If I send my boys in, someone might get, maker forbid, hurt, and I'll have to explain to their noble fathers that being a guard is actually dangerous.
Okay, what's the pay?
Do a good job and I'll see you get some silver in your pockets, maybe even some gold.
What do you need me to do?
The name of the whorehouse is the Pearl. Beat down any mercenaries that are out of line and send them a message. I said beat down, not kill. Let me make that really clear. Not on fire, or exploded, or make a nose, whatever type of grisly death you can dream up. Sorry. Used to giving orders to my boys. Just leave them breathing and I'll be happy.
Sign me up, Sergeant.
Thank you, Warden. Happy hunting.
All right. Pearls before swine. Get rid of the mercenaries in the Pearl. Sergeant Kylan has asked you to clear out any rowdy mercenaries you find in the Pearl brothel down by the docks district. New district as well.
Go to the Pearl. Remember, don't kill the troublemakers, just knock them unconscious.
I wish Father found me a better job than this.
Okay. Wade's Emporium. Interesting. Hello. Just gonna... Just do that. So I should quick save before going into chests in case my game crashes. Look at this big ass musical instrument. This is quite literally larger than me. I thought my game was about to crash while I was saving. Because it skipped a beat. The Noladar Anthology of Dwarven Poetry. The undead exhumed, born from the shallowest graves, mined from the living, by the Paragon Lichkar in the 44th year of the Storm Age. Do you like fried mush and nug? I do not like them, Mr. Clug. I do not like fried mush and nug. Would you eat them on a rug? If you eat, you'll get a hug. I would not eat them on a rug. From you, I would not want a hug. Then would you drink them from a jug? Come on, give them a chug. I would not drink them from a jug. I'd rather eat a slimy slug. Would you eat them with a bug? Would you share them with a thug? I would not share them with a thug. I would not eat them with a bug. Not for a hug, not on a rug, from a jug. I will not chug. Come on now, Mr. Clug. Are you on some kind of drug? Eat them in this hole I dug. Eat them, don't just shrug. I've had it, Mr. Clug. Down into that hole you dug. Down with the thug, and the slug, and the bug. By the Paragon Zeus. So it says it literally. Oh, Dr. Zeus is canon. Dr. Zeus is canon in Dragon Age. And he was alive in the 12th year of the Glory Age by the Paragon Zeus. Oh, man. That's so bad. Never surrender. Dwarvish blood may be lukewarm, but vital as ore. Paragon Lichkar in the 48th year of the Storm Age. There was once a miner of Lyrium, whose face looked like a perineum. The dead got him too, not much he could do with a face like that, he was a shoe-in. By the wordsmith Carol of House Yonok in the 11th year of the Dragon Age. God damn. Dwarven poetry. So, Dr. Zeus was a dwarf then.
Another visitor in my store. Enjoy browsing my wares.
Okay, Master Ignacio, who are you?
Master Trader Ignacio, at your service, good sir. My cousin and I have trade connections all along the seaways. We have furniture, silks, carvings, and much more. Caesar handles the trade stock, I handle other affairs.
What affairs are those?
Business deals, meetings. Caesar makes it so I am free of the day-to-day concerns of our store.
You aren't from Ferelden, are you?
No, I am not. I am a trader at heart. My home is the road. But I was born past the waking sea in Antiva. It has been many, many years since I have seen her. But the road is a better mistress than my home city ever was.
What do you mean?
On the docks of Rialto, life is cheap. As cheap as the dockside ale and the soiled whores. You can live a longer life out here. And a wise man can make a comfortable fortune in time.
With the Blight, Ferelden isn't exactly safe either.
Straightforward, predictable danger is refreshing to me. Any moment in Rialto the streets can run red, and often do. I'd take Darkspawn any day. At least you can see them coming.
Do you need any help?
No. Not yet. Perhaps one day.
Okay. What stories do you have on Antiva?
It has been many, many years since I have seen her. But the road is a better mistress than my home city ever was.
Farewell.
Luck be to you, Warden.
Okay. Sometimes when you talk to people and you ask them information, you do unlock codex entries as well, which makes it very important for you to talk to everybody too.
If you have coin, welcome to our shop. If not, move along. Too many refugees blocking customers.
I'm not a refugee.
I didn't think so, sir. Too much flesh on the bones. You walk tall, proud, not hunched. Sad times in Ferelden.
Know anything special about Denerim?
Better trade cities to the north, but plenty good trade here. Now with war and blight, business is bad.
Have anything for sale?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Poison recipes? Demonic ichor? Toxin extract. I need some of those. Give me all 3 of them. I'll slowly put together that fucking... slowly put together that one. Canary infantry helm. Nice. Alright, thanks. I'm sure we'll be back to all of these markets eventually. Sorry for the quick cuts that are happening in Denerim at the moment. The game is not enjoying itself. The game started to do that thing where when you it's getting glitchy. I don't know if it's Denerim as a whole that is a buggy experience. We've had a couple of visual glitches here. We're having performance glitches. We're having crashes. Denerim is an interesting beast, to say the least. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Is it the sheer size of it conflicting with some potential mods? Maybe, but we'll see. But I am trying to quick save literally constantly, just in case, and reloading accordingly. So if there's any weird cuts that you see, it's probably because the game is performing weird and I'm just doing a hard reset of the game to make sure it doesn't crash on me.
Good day. The market is busy, is it not?
Good day.
Come, rest here. I have the finest selection of flowers and Arlesian scented oils in all of Denerim. For a lady friend, perhaps? Roses can open any woman's heart, you know.
I want something more practical, something for the bedroom, perhaps. Instead of a rose, how about a sword?
And smelling good is not. Ferelden is no longer full of barbarians. People judge with their noses as well as their ears and eyes. But you look more armed than most of my patrons. Perhaps you seek the armor-smith, Wade. Then to the south? He is quite the artiste, yes?
I like her voice. I'm assuming that she's... Yeah, it says, where are you from? I'm I assume that she's from Orlais. Where are you from?
I am from Orlais. You've heard of us, no?
Yes.
This Denerim is a fine city.
It is in the
but
accent.
I miss my Varoyo. She's quite beautiful this time of year.
The Dragon Age France. Tell me about Val Royo.
What I miss most are the clothes. The avenue of flowers this time of year has so many colors. And the skirts. Fine wools, cloths. Many only the noble-born can afford. Ferelden is more muted. Its fashion's quite old. But I like the people of this city very much.
Why did you leave?
Orlais has many, many good things. But it is sometimes not so good to be common. My brother had trouble with a chevalier and we departed shortly after.
Oh, what's a chevalier?
You know so little of Orlais here. The chevaliers are knights of the highest order. They are the most skilled in the world. Their discipline, formidable. For their service, they're allowed privileges. They can do whatever they want to the lesser born.
Great. Well, that sucks. Why do people put up with them?
Because there is little choice. There are so many wonderful things about Orlais, but Ferelden has something precious. Here, a man or a woman is born free and lives free. I do not understand it, but the nobles here are not so high, and none of us are quite so low. As much as I miss my Varoyo, I love where I am.
What sort of trouble did you get in?
A chevalier took an interest in me. It was his right, but it was unwelcome. Incensed, my brother hit him over the head with a pot. Such a thing is almost treason. We left that very night and came here.
Well, I'm glad that you had a brother around to at least stop that from happening. What your brother did is right.
Perhaps where you are from. But in human lands, things are sometimes not so clear. Many revere the chevaliers for their skill, honor, and deeds. But others tread lightly. As lightly as the mouse in the cat's den. If you will excuse me, I feel a touch lightheaded.
Yeah, it's kind of like, almost like a bit of a dick move for our character to rock up and be like, so where are you from? What trouble did you get into? And then just get her to just retrudge all of like the traumatic past that she ran away from. Just like, oh, I'm just chilling out in my market. And we're just like, hey, so how about your past? Sorry.
Turn your attention elsewhere. My business does not concern you.
Of course.
Thank you and farewell.
Bonk. Hit him on the head. He's literally just like, fuck off. Do not speak to me. I do not wish to know you. Ah, the Mages Collective. Wonderful. My favorite. Actually, I should speak to Slim, shouldn't I? While I'm here. Hello, I did stealing.
Warden, rumours are flying about the break-in at the Nord Noble Tavern, and for some odd reason, no one feels too sorry for that milk cow, Lady Sophie. In regards to our other business, once Sir Nancine realises she's robbed, I bet she'll be furious. That's delicious. Truly well done. You have time for another?
I like that it doesn't skip over dialogue when we complete multiple at a time. It's like, oh, and this one.
I'm glad you asked. It'll cost you 3 sovereigns.
Damn. So this is the thing. They're getting a bit... Well, they're not getting expensive, but obviously the price is going up as we progress through the marks. And we're getting valuables that are worth a lot, but we're not able to sell it for its total value yet. I'm wondering if we'll ever be able to, if there are merchants that will buy things for a higher price or a different price, depending on where we're at. I guess we'll have to take that risk and find out.
We're not stealing from Alas this time. We're stealing from Ban Derby. Master Tilver, the Ban silversmith, has been on holiday for the past couple of weeks, but he's in town for the day. All of his valuable, expensive goods are locked up tight, but he has the key. He's got 2 guards with him, not the cheap kind either. If you can get by them, you should be good. Luck to you, Warden.
I am literally stealth. I'm good.
You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying.
And there'll probably be a point where maybe there'll be stuff that I can't lock pick yet as well if I need the 4th level, so we'll see.
I have a big opportunity for you. 4 sovereigns.
I can't afford that. I mean, I can, but I wonder if he'll be like,
It's a lot to ask, but the payoff is more than worth it. Just come back later when you have the funds.
Apparently the payoff is worth it, eh?
You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying.
No luck stealing from those bands, eh? It's just the one band, actually.
I have a big opportunity for you. 4 sovereigns. Arl Howe uses a warehouse in the market district from time to time. Word is the Arl's been dipping into the city's treasury and discreetly moving silver bars to his estate in Highever. There's a fortune in that warehouse right now, and if you succeed here, Arl Howe gets a big black eye. But guards will be everywhere. Not those half-assed dock guardsmen either. Generally, I'm opposed to killing, but these are the Arl's hand-picked hatchet men, and stealth's not really an option. So, good luck. I'm rooting for you.
Okay. Arl Howe has been stealing silver bars from the city treasury. Crates of silver are being held temporarily in a warehouse right in the marketplace. Your objective is to locate the silver and take as much of it as you can. We might get into a fight. Is that the warehouse that I was talking about, though? It might just be. I think that might just be the warehouse that we went into, and I was like, oh, we're doing stealing quests, and there's a bunch of things that I can loot. So I'm gonna, like, hold off just in case that there's anything. Let's take a look. And I think this is the chest for us to open. This is the chest. However, we need the key first. Alright, let's run around here. Is it yeah. It's gonna be this warehouse? Everybody hold here.
Sometimes silence is best.
Can we enter stealthed? Nope. Oh, it's a fight immediately. Do you know what'd be really interesting? I feel like we'd actually be able to do this without bloodshed. I mean, they are thugs. But I'm like, if I go to the party camp and I just empty out my party, actually, I don't even know if I need to go to the party camp specifically. I can empty out my party and I can just stealth in here on my own. Because I'm just in stealth. I'm actually curious to see if that could work. Let's see if that could work. So I can just change my party right here because we're just in town. Take everyone out of my party and it's just me and my sword is glitching.
Sometimes silence.
And if we stealth... Ah. And I believe we could do this without any bloodshed. So it looks like that maybe some chests are added in the warehouse that are specifically quest related because these all have the markers on them. Nice. We lockpicking these bad boys. We getting them silver bars. Something that'll be interesting is seeing if we could steal from these characters as well. But then we also have to hope that it succeeds, because if we get caught, we'll be in battle. But cool, right? My plan works. I can enter in stealth and they're none the wiser. It is really interesting in a situation like this how it still enters battle, however.
I won't take the blame for this one. This was bad from the start. No way he was here to deal.
Oh, this is the body bag.
Thanks. I ain't sticking around to see how this turns out.
Yes, you never even knew that I was here. Look at this big-ass axe. Oh, I cannot steal in combat! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh, as a dwarf, you cannot steal. Okay, cannot steal in combat. That's good to know. Oh, okay. Can you eventually steal in combat? With this one? Because I only have level 1 stealing. I only have level 1. Yes, even during combat. I need master stealing for that, and I am far away from that. I kind of regret my build, in a sense, of it being like poison and traps and herbalism. For some reason, I had it in my mentality that I needed to do everything with this character, and I'm like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I can have there be a trap maker, I can have like a poison maker, I can have a herbalist. Like Morrigan has all the herbs, even Wynn has level 1. But yeah, I'm just like, I've taken it upon myself to do this, and it's just like, I can't obviously max everything out, at least in good time, and I'm the character that needs to have coercion for my persuasion checks and stuff. So I'm almost like regret some of these. I know that there is, like, people have spoken about there being like an option to like respec characters, and a lot of people have recommended it once I had more of a fundamental understanding of like sort of the skills and talents and everything, to maybe make the use of it and correct some past mistakes. But we'll see how we go on that one. We'll see how we go on that one. Why does it look like Dex doesn't have his Mabari? No! Oh, oops. Why does it look like Dex doesn't have his Mabari Warhound paint on? Oh god, Wynn, what's wrong with your eyes? Why does Dex, why do you look like that? What happened? What happened to your war paint? What? Oh. I swear you used to have a pattern on you. Am I crazy? You didn't used to be this bright.
I will help however I can.
Maybe I just am crazy. I just know that I'm having some weird texture issues at the moment, and my sword is being weird.
None shall see me.
Alright, let's get back to... Let's do this again.
Enemies approaching.
Properly this time. I love announcing myself and saying, enemies approaching, as I'm stealthing into this room. Alright, so I don't have master stealing, so I cannot steal in combat. Which does mean that we're missing out on, like, quite a looting opportunity here from all of these corpses.
I won't take the blame for... Thanks. I ain't sticking around to see how this turns out.
So I'm actually a little conflicted now. I'm like, for one, I feel like I'm outsmarting the game. I feel like I'm being cheeky about this, you know. I feel like I am being cheeky. I'm just going, hee hee, I've stolen. See you later. Ah. Of course. Imagine if the game allowed me to get out, you know? That would be nice. I wish that there was an opportunity, oh, Win, what is happening? Like, if there was a way for us to do that pure stealth, to get slip in and out like that, I just feel like that would be so cool. Oh well then. We'll just fuck them up. We'll just fuck them up instead. Oh nice, shattering. That would be a spell combination. Well, I guess I'm looting these bodies after all. Alistair has taken hits. For some reason, I thought it would be a good idea for my character to go all the way over here. I don't know what I'm thinking. Alistair has taken those hits from the thug leaders. Wow, he's dead. I wonder why. It's almost as if I just stopped fucking doing what I was supposed to. My dog is stunned. Why is he not up yet? Good. Can you use group heal, please?
Run while you can.
Okay. I think my favorite part right now is I'm obviously in a very dialogue and lore heavy episode for like the start of it. We haven't had much like combat at all. And my first chance to get into combat, I literally go, how can I avoid it? How can I just stealth this whole encounter? Which is so funny. See, this is my problem with putting a tactic for lyrium potions on instead of giving it manually, is because Win is gonna go through my whole supply. She's gonna go through every single potion I have. And that's a problem because then she'll start getting into the potent and the greater lyrium potions. It stresses me out. I might actually have to turn that tactic off and just let her chill the fuck out. And just have like her mana recover by just chilling out. Win, I'm getting too old for this. Alright. I had to kill everyone. Sorry guys, you can see that I gave it a valiant attempt to do full stealth. The game wouldn't let me, so I had to commit mass murder,
as you say,
on all of these thugs as a result.
It has begun.
I'm really not a fan of what the fire effect on my sword right now. So as you can see, Denerim is a hive of glitches
I won't take the blame for
and
this
bugs.
Thanks. I ain't sticking around to see how this turns out.
Something on your mind?
I'm trying to loot the corpse underneath your feet. Alright. Now I take my leave of this all. This quest took 5 times as long as it should have for me fucking around. Now I take my leave. Yeah, whenever the game stops doing loading screens, that's also when I get concerned. And it's just like a black screen. And Denerim has been doing that more and more. So I keep just going, I'm going to just restart the game now and continue. And hopefully it fixes. But, you know, as long as I keep quick saving, we should be okay. I kind of like the tactical view as well. It's really interesting. I'm torn on it because I like being able to see ahead of me, but at the same time, getting this top-down angle is not the worst thing ever. It's weird how everyone glows when I'm in tactical view. Everyone has a glow about them.
Something on your mind?
I clicked on you by accident. I guess I should keep getting the
Need a message delivered, sir?
Guess I should get those body bags. I'm just hauling bodies around at the moment. Know anything about the silversmith over there?
You mean Master Tilver? He's alright, I suppose. One of his guards is a mean one. He gave me a fright, then laughed at me.
Any idea why he's in town?
No, but he's been waiting here for a long spell. Don't really see many fine gents in the back alleys here.
Would you be willing to make a distraction for me?
Messages? Distractions? You pay for it? I'm in.
10 silvers. Run past those guards over there. That's worth 10 silvers.
Those blokes? Oh, this will be a pleasure, sir. Have you no worry. I'll distract them good.
Have you no worry.
Knob need lick spittles.
Why, that little pile of offal. Get in!
Too slow.
Love that.
None shall see me.
None shall see. I guess I could probably speak to this person in dialogue, like how we stole the sword, right? And we steal it while we're in conversation.
Those guards better get back soon.
Ah, never mind. I'll just steal from you then. Stealing success. Quest item. Silversmith's key. A slim key. Yep, that dog. Oh, that dog's textures do be glitching.
Good to see you again.
So is it just the same mage? I guess he's the same guy that just goes to all the towns. He follows me around, so I can just go to any of these mages collectives to turn in my quests, I guess. Blood of warning. While they tend to be careful and judicious in their use of force, the Templars do indeed make mistakes. I understand that several relatives of our friends among the collective will soon become targets of the Chantry, and while I trust that this will not lead to lasting harm for those innocents, I wish to ensure that those targeted are fairly warned and evacuated before the Chantry can send its message. I ask that a noble soul take the bundle of vials attached to this missive and find the 4 homes the Chantry is likely to target in Denerim. Mark the front door of each home with the goat's blood from the vials. Those relatives will understand the message and evacuate before the Chantry can threaten them. I love how it's not like, hey, give them a heads up or a warning. It's like, put goat blood on their door. Don't like knock on there and be like, hey, get out, quick. Have you seen me? The collective is saddened at the absence of the great mage Reynold. Our friend has not been seen in quite some time, and our gatherings are the lesser for the loss of his tales and ribald exploits, and the aroma of his delicious twice-baked meat pies. Reynold was last seen travelling in the direction of the Brazilian forest. Oh, how he did so love the outdoors. Anyone who returns with evidence of the whereabouts of the beloved mage Reynold will be rewarded. So that's a second quest of ours to go to the Brazilian forest. Lee Blooddrake.
He came at me! It's not my fault! Why did he come at me? He came at me! It's not... Yeah, they got to learn not to mess with me. Us, right? I mean, he's just going to disappear, right?
Literally, like, he's like, oh, it wasn't me! And then he's like, yeah. Who know better than to deal with me? Oh god, everyone in Denerim is changing clothes again. Everyone in Denerim is running fucking... things again. Door of a blood mage's relative. Blood of warning. Go to the remaining homes of accused blood mage relatives in Denerim. Select the front door of each home to smear a vial of god boots on it. Yes, that was one of those. We haven't been to Wade's Emporium yet. I'm scared about the goddamn scared about the goddamn glitches that are happening in Denerim again.
They up and turned into a pack of demons.
No. Did the Templars kill them all at least?
No, I guess they got better.
More likely working with the Darkspawn to take us over.
I don't even want to think about it. I hear the Regent is saying that any band...
Oh, it's Grey Warden poster.
It has begun.
Don't believe the lies. Friends of the Grey Wardens assemble. The hidden pearl holds the key to resistance. The Griffins will rise again. Oh, interesting. Friends of the Grey Warden, the hidden pearl. Okay.
That don't sound very Ferelden at all, if you ask me.
So I can open this chest or both of them? Coarse cut gauntlets, 2 diamonds. Oh, nice. Well, I basically got my money back, plus extra. What about this chest? Nice, so it's for both of them. Oh, emeralds and sapphires and another sovereign. Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, man. Look at all of the clothes changing. And I'm breaking into someone's house, right? There's just so many side quests that I'm going on right now that it's almost hilarious. Putting goat's blood on... I'm just like, I've arrived to town. I'm a menace, this guy. I'm arrived to town. I've like read all the books that I can find. I'm like, must study up on my knowledge. Smearing fucking goat's blood on random people's doors, going and telling wives that their husbands have died at war in a non-personalized message, and everybody's glitching everywhere, and I'm picking up just fucking body bags, and I'm carrying 2 body bags on me right now, and I'm robbing everyone blind. This is the Denerim experience. It's unlike anything I've ever had to deal with in an RPG before. This has been the most interesting welcome to Denerim ever, and I never expected anything like this. I thought Denerim would be a very big final plot point of the game, but no, I've come here and just been a very chaotic dwarf.
Yes?
Yes, your clothes are so bright. You're positively glowing, my dear. However, husband dead. I have a letter for you from the Blackstone Irregulars.
All right, let me take a look. No, I can't believe this. I won't.
That went well. Do you guys think that went well? Am I good at relaying bad news to people? I think that went well. I'm scared of the game right now. I'm gonna restart. Alright, let's try this again. My flame effects are actually working properly, and everyone's clothes rendering correctly once again. I think now that I've kind of run around at least this opening area and done some things, we could check in with Alistair's sister and see how that meeting will go.
As there is, but
I guess I should dump these bodies down a well. This is a good spot as any to dump a corpse. Just another bag of garbage flowing out of the city. Dump the bags. What do you think about that one, guys? Okay, I still need like one more. It was like 3 body bags, wasn't it?
The deep dark before dawn's first light seems eternal.
one death. There
But
is
know that
but
the
one
sun
God,
always rises.
and He is our Maker. They are sinners who have
I guess it relies on us going to different locations. Because we go to Brother Genitivi's house. We've also got the Elven Alienage, which we have not been into. Wade's Emporium and Goldana's house we haven't been to either. Let's go into Goldana's house and have Alistair meet his sister.
Very well.
Hello?
Hey, you have linens to wash? I charge 3 bits on a bundle. You won't find better. And don't trust what that Natalia woman tells you either. She's foreign and she'll rob you blind.
I'm not here to have any wash done. My name's Alistair. Well, this may sound sort of strange, but are you Goldana? If so, I suppose I'm your brother.
My what? I am Goldana, yes. How do you know my name? What kind of tomfoolery are you folk up to?
He's telling the truth. Listen to him.
Look, our mother, she worked as a servant in Redcliffe Castle a long time ago before she died. Do you know about that?
You! I knew it! They told me you was dead. They told me the babe was dead along with mother, but I knew they was lying.
They told you I was dead? Who? Who told you that?
Them's at the castle. I told them the babe was the king's and they said he was dead. Gave me a coin to shut my mouth and sent me on my way. I knew it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. The babe didn't die. I'm him. I'm your brother.
For all the good it does me. You killed mother, you did, and I've had to scrape by all this time. That coin didn't last long, and when I went back, they ran me off.
Oh, this is having expectations of meeting someone that you've never met. It's always a very interesting thing because you have this image of them in your mind. For example, Alistair has a very particular image of Goldana in his mind because we saw it in the Fade. Being happy with her and like fucking kids of hers running around as well. And this is what it turns out like. So is she everything you expected, Alistair?
And who in the Maker's name are you? Some dwarf carrying all his riches, I expect?
Hey, don't speak to him that way. He's my friend. And a Grey Warden, just like me.
Oh, I see. A prince and a Grey Warden too. Well, who am I to think poorly of someone so high and mighty compared to me? I don't know you, boy. Your royal father forced himself on my mother and took her away from me. And what do I got to show for it? Nothing. They tricked me good. I should have told everyone. I got 5 mouths to feed. And unless you can help with that, I got less than no use for you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Wow. So she does have children as well. What an interestingly accurate dream of Alistair's. Persuade. Goldana, Alistair came here hoping to find his family.
Well, so he's found it. I'm his sister. But what are you to me, boy, except the one who took my mother away,
You think I wished her dead? I never wanted that. I didn't have the life you think I did, Goldana.
I suppose not. A bastard is still a bastard, isn't he? But brother or no, I've got 5 mouths to feed and no time to spare until they are.
And let me promise you this, Goldana. I'll do whatever I can, speak to whomever I have to ensure you and your children are taken care of.
That sounds all well and fine, but you'll have to forgive me if I don't exactly hold my breath.
You have my promise. I can't give you more than that. Let's go. I want to go. Goodbye, sister.
Ooh.
Well, that was not what I expected, to put it lightly. I lived up to my promise, I suppose, but this is the family I've been wondering about all my life? I can't believe it. I guess I was expecting her to accept me without question. Isn't that what family is supposed to do? I feel like a complete idiot.
Oh, God, so brutal, some of these ones. Everyone is out for themselves. You should learn that. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry it turned out like this. It's like I want to say this to him, but at the same time, it just doesn't sound like something my dwarven character would say. Like, you want to be sympathetic, but at the same time, like, Alistair. Like, he's not an idiot. And I'm not going to rush him to say we should get underway and say you have others who care for you. I'm mixed on these two. You don't need her. You have others who care for you, and everyone is out for themselves. You should learn that. You don't need her. You have others who care for you.
Such as? The only person who ever cared about me was Duncan, and he's gone.
You have friends, Alistair. I'm one of them.
Thank you. I'm glad you came with me. Let's just go. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay, quest completed. Goldana was nothing like Alistair expected or hoped. Instead of a warm, welcoming family, he found only bitterness and resentment. That was, yeah, that's one hell of a thing. So that is a companion quest completed, but there is also another companion quest. Morrigan asking us to go deal with Flemeth. Should we just end up going to Flemeth and just, like, lie to Morrigan and be like, look, we got the grimoire, Flemeth's dead? I wonder. I do want to see if we can slay a dragon, though. It'd be great.
My client appreciates your generosity.
Yep. Sure. I know exactly what I'm doing at all times. And that's certainly something that I properly intended to do. All right, let's go to the... We should check out Brother Genitivi's home. Is this the size of Denerim? There's the Elven Alienage, Brother Genitivi's home, and then Wade's Emporium. I guess we can't go into the Chantry at the moment, because the guards are in front of it. Is there a second area, or is this it? Because I walked in here before the map was completed when we first got to Denerim. I'm like, whoa, this place is huge. But it's now that we've completed this map area. I know that there's a gate here, so I feel like there'll be more space maybe that opens later. Because, yeah, there's a gate there, and there's a chest on the other side that I saw, and there's a gate over there. So I think maybe we're just in a small area for our first visit. Maybe it'll open up later. Because looking over, yeah, looking over this way, there's also another gate, which goes to the Elven Alienage. Oh,
Message for you, my lord.
Who?
More things to deliver. Goodbye.
You're that kid. New quest. The Trial of Crows. A delivery boy has given you a cryptic message saying that if you're interested in working with the Antivan Crows, you should head to one of the back rooms of the Nord Noble Tavern. Why do I feel that this is a trap? Why do I feel that this is a trap? Anonymous letter. A cryptic letter from the Antivan Crows that directs you to a back room of the Nord Noble Tavern. Well, have the Crows come for their rogue that we have recruited into our party? Literally just the Dark Brotherhood. We know. Just opening it like that. Ah, interesting. Interesting. Well, I expect that'll probably have some consequences. Maybe we should bring Zev into in our party when we go in there and see what happens. Let's check out Brother Genitivi's home. Or not. We'll just have the game crash instead. Alright, we made it into Genitivi's home without
Let us be on our way.
the game crashing. We are in! Waylon! Hello, Waylon! I guess I should speak to you first instead of being rude and picking up all your books and reading them.
Yes? What are you doing here?
I am looking for Brother Genitivi.
Brother Genitivi? Why?
He's an important man. I heard about his search for the Urn of Sacred Ashes.
He was on the trail of the Urn of Sacred Ashes, yes. Whether he found it, the Maker only knows. I haven't seen Brother Genitivi in weeks. He sent no word. It's so unlike him. I'm afraid something has happened. Genitivi's research into the urn may have led him into danger.
What do you think he discovered?
I don't know. He was very excited when he left and said he would be back with all the answers. Perhaps the urn has been lost for a reason. I pray for Genitivi's safety, but hope dwindles with each passing day. I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not long ago. I sent them after Genitivi and they too have disappeared.
Cunning. Ooh, cunning. How do you know they disappeared?
Well, they haven't returned and they sent no word either.
Okay. Are you so close to the knights? Why send you word?
I don't know. After what happened to Genitivi, can you blame me for thinking the same thing could happen to the knights? Perhaps I am just a pessimist. I hope I am wrong.
Okay. I must go after them. I need the urn for Al Eamon.
Now don't ask me where they went. You'll go after them. And what if ill luck should befall you too? This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now.
Very well, I will not press you. Goodbye then. I need to obtain the ashes or Al Eamon will die.
So be it. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Calenhard, investigating something in that area.
Okay, what exactly was he investigating? I checked out that inn near Lake Calenhard, didn't I, before I went into the Circuit Tower?
I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn.
This man's story does not add up. But you just said that he spoke to you and told you that. Going through his research. Who's this Waylon dude? This Waylon name rings a bell as if I've read it somewhere, but I can't place it. I like that my cunning ability allows dialogue choices. I'm like, you just said that he spoke to you. Maybe this guy is trying to hunt down or is going after Brother Genitivi as well and has arrived here to no one being here and has gone through his stuff.
Yes, of course he told me, but I also went through his things to see if I could find other clues to his whereabouts. You sound nervous. Hiding something? That's not true. I told you everything I know. Brother Genitivi told me about the inn, and that's all.
Us? Who's us?
Us? I mean me. There is no us. Bah! Why do I keep up this charade? I gave you a chance to turn aside and forget you ever heard of Genitivi and the urn, but you persisted. Now it has come to this. Andraste, forgive me, I do this in your name.
Okay, interesting. And he sent, he sent the knights probably to their doom as well. Brother Genitivi is one of the Chantry's most well-known scholars, primarily on the basis of the stories he has published, which many of his contemporaries dismiss as fanciful, of his travels across the length and breadth of Thedas. His travels, and rather too curious nature, led him to a study of folklore, which gave him the notion that he could track down that most debated of all artifacts, the Urn of Sacred Ashes. He announced that he had found what appeared to be the trail of the urn, left in the legends of the regions through which it had passed from Minrathous on its way into hiding. Is our update there? Oh yeah, it's also shattering. Creature frozen or petrified by magic, as from the spells Petrify or Cone of Cold, is in a vulnerable state, subject to shattering if excessive force is applied to just the right spot. Nice. Stone Fist and Crushing Prison also activate the effect, as well as a critical hit. Alright, well this guy's about to just try and fucking take us on by himself. So, is he running away? No. Oh god! He's doing lightning on me. Well, that guy, he didn't last long, did he? Can't even loot his corpse. Alright. Fucking hell. Where have I read Waylon? Like, I feel like I've read that name in a thing somewhere. I'm not sure why. But there's obviously so many notes here. I don't think I can dig it up and just look for it. Book, please. This very particular angle. I need to look upon the book in order to gather its contents. Ah, there we go.
It has begun.
The history. Oh, yes, we got chapter 3 of the history of the Chantry. Thank you. So chapter 3 and 4 were located in the same place. We just needed to go here first instead of the other spot. I guess maybe the developers thought you'd hit up Brother Genitivi's place immediately, but meanwhile I'm the side quest man first. It is said that at the Battle of Valerian Fields, Matherath stood and looked out over his armies. He had conquered the southern reaches of the greatest empire the world had ever known, and built splintered barbarian clans into a force to be feared. With pride in his heart, he turned to congratulate his men and found that they had turned from him. Matherath fell to the evil of jealousy. After all that he had done, his wife was the one to receive all the glory. He saw his wife's power and influence, and tired of his place as second husband below the Maker. His heart swelled with fury. If he had conquered just to have his wife wrested from him by a forgotten god and a legion of faith-hungry rabble, then perhaps this war was not worth the trouble. Here, history and the Chant of Light come apart. History tells us that Matherath looked north into the Central Imperium and saw nothing but more war against a rapidly regrouping army, and he despaired. The Chant of Light holds that Matherath chafed with jealousy of the Maker, and jealousy of the glory that Andraste received, although it was he who led the armies. Matherath travelled to the imperial capital of Minrathous to speak with the Archon Hessarian. There he offered up his wife to the Imperium in return for a truce that would end hostilities once and for all. The Archon, eager to put down the voice of the prophet that stirred his own people against him, agreed. Matherath led Andraste into an ambush where she was captured by Imperial agents, putting an end to her exalted march. Crowds of loyalists stood in the central square of Minrathous to watch Andraste's execution. By command of the Archon, she was burned at the stake in what the Imperium believed to be the most painful punishment imaginable. According to the Chantry, however, Andraste was instead purified and made whole by the flames, ascending to life at her Maker's side. By all accounts, there was only silence when they expected screams. At the sight of the prophet burning, the crowds were filled with a profound guilt, as if they had participated in a great blasphemy. So moving was the moment that the Archon himself drew his sword and thrust it into the prophet's heart, ending her torment and leaving those assembled to consider the weight of what they had seen. Whereas the execution of Andraste was meant to be a symbol of defeat for the faith of the Maker, in truth it all but sealed the fate of the worship of the old gods and paved the way for the spread of the Maker's chant. That is an incredible story right there. Wow. I'm glad that we got chapter 3 soon after chapter 4. What is this one? Dragon cults on the worship of dragons. Okay, Brother Genitivi. Let us suggest for the moment that a high dragon is simply an animal, a cunning animal to be sure, but in possession of no true self-awareness or sentience. There has not, after all, been a single recorded case of a dragon attempting to communicate or performing any act that could not likewise be attributed to a clever beast. How, then, does one explain the existence of so-called dragon cults throughout history? One dragon cult might be explainable, especially in light of the reverence of the old gods in the ancient Tevinter Imperium. In the wake of the First Blight, many desperate Imperial citizens turned to the worship of real dragons to replace the old gods who had failed them. A dragon, after all, was a god figure that they could see. It was there, as real as the archdemon itself, and, as evidence makes clear, did offer a degree of protection to its cultists. Other dragon cults could be explained in light of the first. Some cult members might have survived and spread the word. The worship of the old gods was as widespread as the Imperium itself. Certainly such secrets could have made their way into many hands. But there have been reports of dragon cults even in places where the Imperium never touched, among folks who never had heard of the old gods or had any reason to. How does one explain them? Members of a dragon cult live in the same lair as a high dragon, nurturing and protecting its defenseless young. In exchange, the high dragon seems to permit those cultists to kill a small number of those young in order to feast on draconic blood. That blood is said to have a number of those young... that blood is said to have a number of strange long-term effects, including bestowing greater strength and endurance, as well as an increased desire to kill. It may breed insanity as well. Navaran dragon hunters have said these cultists are incredibly powerful opponents. The changes in the cultists are a form of blood magic, surely. But how did the symbiotic relationship between the cult and the high dragon form in the first place? How did the cultists know to drink the dragon's blood? How did the high dragon convince them to care for its young, or know that they would? Is there more to draconic intelligence than we have heretofore guessed at? No member of a dragon cult has ever been taken alive, and what accounts exist from the days of the Navaran hunters record only mad rants and impossible tales of godhood. With dragons only recently reappearing, and still incredibly rare, we may never know the truth, but the question remains. Interesting. The mention of blood magic and cultists and stuff like that made me remember that I forgot to drink that strange concoction in Soldier's Peak in my main save game to get access to those blood abilities. So I'll probably have to drink from that when we next go to Soldier's Peak and revisit it, see if Levi has cleaned up the place. Let's have a look through here. Corpse.
I shall do it.
Oh, the body of the real Waylon. Oh, shit. That must be what I've read, that Brother Genitivi has like a assistant or something called Waylon. So I'm like, oh, I feel like I should recognize this name. He was impersonated.
It has begun.
Steel symbol of Andraste. That's a nice gift. And Genitivi's research. Amidst ramblings about local legends and ancient trade routes, one passage stands out. The village of Haven in the Frostback seems a good place to start. Pity it's not on any maps. The village of Haven. Cool. Quest updated. Brother Genitivi's research suggests that the village of Haven in the mountains to the west might have some clues as to the location of the urn. He must have gone to Haven to continue his search. Should we go to the inn at Lake Calenhad to see what's there?
It shall be done.
I wonder what would be there. A trap, potentially, for other knights that have been directed there. I'm glad that we had the cunning skill to be like, excuse me, mate. You've got holes in your story. Chantry hierarchy. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry, although since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact 2 Divines at any one time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathous, so the White Divine and the Black Divine. Neither divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their region. They travel to Val Royeaux when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a mother is in charge of a particular chantry, Revered is appended to her title, and we've seen this. These are the priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed to as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters form the rank and file of the chantry and consist of 3 main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folk who have turned up to the chantry for succour. Often they are people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who are raised into the chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folks who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics, placed in charge of such archives, are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi. From a guide for ambassadors from Rouvain. Cool. That is certainly a good look into the chantry hierarchy. So we've killed fake Waylon. And we have a lead on where Brother Genitivi would have gone to, and that is a place called Haven. Interestingly enough, so I'll be curious to check that out. We have 2 other places to have a look at: Wade's Emporium and the Elven Alienage. So we're going to check out these places as well, and I guess that would be that'll be Denerim for now. Master Ignacio is gone. He's no longer here. I wonder why. Interesting. We've got a character that was here that is now no longer here. And we cannot go into Goldana's house anymore. God, the black loading screen of death. Master Wade is here, and Heron.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to Wade's Emporium. We have the finest armors in Denerim, maybe in all of Ferelden. How may we assist you?
Great. I need something for Liliana. Can you tell me about this city?
The city is full to bursting. With people from the country coming, trade is thriving. Especially those that deal in weapons and armor. Master Wade is especially in demand.
What a voice. Tell me about Wade.
You're obviously not from around here. Wade is possibly the most brilliant armorsmith in all of Ferelden.
That's not true, Herin. The dwarves of Orzammar make the finest armors around. These piles of rust droppings you force me to make are worthless compared to their work. You never let me have the time, the materials to make something special.
Customers expect their armor in a timely fashion, not years late like the last time.
That happened once, just once, and you never let it drop.
Smiths of my people pass work over generations. Centuries.
Centuries? You hear that, you young mutt? Centuries? What's an extra year here and there to make something wonderful?
Thank you, Dwarf. Your fine point has made my life so much richer.
Let's see what you have for sale.
Certainly.
Okay. What you got? Leather. Okay, leather armor. Great. Perfect. I'm gonna buy your leather armor, and that's going to Liliana. She's got boots. I think she needs some gloves. Yeah, leather gloves. I will buy some leather gloves as well. Does Liliana have enough strength to wield them? Yes. She's got chainmail gloves on right now. Let's put some light armor on her, shall we? She doesn't have a helmet. And she's got Silverhammer's Tackmaster's light boots at the moment already with +2 dexterity, so I'll keep that on. We got, guys, it's episode 15, and we got Liliana some fucking clothes. I love it. I think that's, everyone else is pretty much, we're fine, but we need that for Liliana. Perfect. Thank you. I actually bought some things.
Very well.
Just gonna steal your stuff. Ah, another love letter. Perfect. Which one is it, however? I think it's this one. To one's paramour, when last we embraced, one noticed the redolence of another's company, but one was unmindful. His most eminent Sir Further Haps Miss Oswald the Third, I think. Nice.
Haren, the bloody customers are bothering me again. What do I pay you for, anyhow?
Sorry. Wade is a genius. Truly, you will be astonished by his work. But he doesn't deal with customers. If you need anything, please ask me.
And tell him I don't want anyone looking over my shoulders either. I'm thinking, blast it all.
Truly sorry, sire.
I love how we're making this dude's life just so shit. We just rocked up and this guy's just getting a fucking earful.
Haren, the customers again.
Okay. That's good. Okay. To the land of the elves then over here. So to the elven alienage. And maybe there might be our third body bag here. Oh, and also the back of the we need to go to the back of the tavern.
By order of the new Earl of Denerim, no one is to enter the alienage.
Okay, never mind. What have the elves done this time? So just trapping all those people in there?
Maker, don't be so melodramatic. It's a temporary lockdown, not a performance of Dane and the werewolf. The Earls ordered the gates sealed until order is restored. No more than a day or two, I'd wager. They were rioting, killed the Earl's son. With the whole Urian family dead, the regent appointed Rendon Howe of Amaranthine the new Earl of Denerim.
Ah.
First thing he did was lead a purge of the alienage. It's a mess in there. When things are put back in order, the gates will be reopened. Now on your way.
Fuck. Okay, well that makes sense.
I shall do it.
The alienage is closed. Be on your way.
So when I saw that those gates were closed and those gates were closed, it makes sense. So Denerim for our first visit is smaller, but it will open up when we next come back. It's like, won't be more than a day or two. So we can leave and go do some other things. I'm going to put Zev in our party.
Oh, blasted. Yes.
Yes. Because we're about to do a meeting with the Antivan Crows, apparently, and I feel like it would be cool for him to be there. Hello. He spawns right in front of me. You've got stuff, right? You're really not decked out for this, but let's see how we go. Zev, all right? We'll see. Let's head into this tavern. So let's head into the back rooms. Oh. Sometimes I really shouldn't just... The first thing I do whenever I enter a room is a habit to press tab, and maybe sometimes I shouldn't, because we just got our answer of where Master Ignacio just went. Because it popped up with his name. And there do be a thug here. Who do be grunting. So is this a member of the Antivan Crows? Okay. Zev, do you know these fellas?
You hear about a note? Maybe we have some things we can talk about.
Just see the conversation stays civil. If this is a trap,
Zevran, is it? You are Talisan's responsibility. Other crows may try to kill you, but in my eyes, you're already dead. So, you are of no notice. But the warden here, He is of great interest to me.
Interesting. So there you go. I wanted to see if Zev would have any dialogue here. No more words, draw steel and fight. But you were hired to kill me.
I can't stress enough that I wasn't hired to do anything. An associate was, and he's failed. And failed badly.
I'd like to see you doing it better.
Do you take me for a fool? That's a contract I'd never take. A client can always hire more help if the job isn't done the first time. But I am hoping we can make sure that doesn't happen.
The interesting part is when Zevran was first introduced, I was like, oh man, this dude looks like he'd be like an intimidating little like assassin rival figure for our group. I'm like, fuck, we might actually have to worry about it. And then he pops up and we like bonk him on the head and he's like, no, I'll join your group. Zevran, is this true?
I've only heard of the one time the entire House of Crows was hired for a job. A princely sum changed hands and an entire noble family died. Not one soul survived. Ignacio has the right of it. Generally, it is one master, one job.
Okay, I'm listening.
Ferelden is a busy place. Blight, civil war, other mayhem. Lots of people not getting along. Sometimes they really don't get along. Maybe want to do something about it. The people that handle that sort of thing can get real busy.
Are we about to become an assassin? We're like some dwarven, roguish, assassin-like, nerdy bookworm figure. I love it. We were going to put assassin, we were thinking of that for one of our specializations as well. So you're hiring help?
You could say that. Not many people we can turn to. So, someone that's crossed our path and lived, well, maybe they could help out. Make some coin. Everyone wins.
Okay. If the price is right, I'm interested.
I hand you a scroll. You read it, you learn about someone interesting. If you find out something happens to him, something unfortunate, then if we talk again, I give you money for letting me know.
I don't like the sound of this.
You don't like what's on the scroll? Don't do anything. Maybe he has an accident and someone else tells me all about it.
Why all the innuendo? If I do this for you, I want no more crows after me.
That I cannot do. One master has a contract on you. But if you help us out, maybe if that master asks for help, he'll just get silence. Yes?
Hand me the scroll.
There you go. Makes for fine reading.
You're a cautious little weasel, Ignacio. What's your angle? If you're playing us false...
My dance is not for you. I need to be real honest sometimes. And I can say I haven't asked anyone to do anything. I've just given someone something interesting to read.
And you think that will save your hide when they nail it to a wall?
You are already dead in my eyes, whoreson. Take care that I don't learn otherwise. If that's all, luck be to you.
Good idea to bring him into the into the party for that. Contract for Payden. This is the Antivan Crow contract for the killing of a man called Payden. I love that he's just like, I just gave this fellow bookworm some nice reading. See if he likes it. That's funny. Assassinated target for Master Ignacio. You've met with Master Ignacio, so that's why he left the marketplace. The scroll directs you against a man named Payden, currently holed up in the Pearl Brothel in Denerim. He's working some kind of scam in the back room, and you should look for one of his Grey Warden posters around the marketplace to gain access, which we did read. Payden works for Logain, will no doubt have backup. Interesting. Well, if he works for Logain, not too bad on the old assassination front.
We've talked enough. Everything you need to know is on the scroll.
The deal is off. Alright. Wynn disapproves, because of course she does. Well, whenever we do business, with Master Ignacio, we will just kick Win out of the party, won't we? Interesting.
The captain sends his regards.
Thank you. 3 sovereigns. Nice. Alrighty. I'm fine with that. Now, to get to the pearl, I'm not seeing the pearl on my map at all, so I expect that it has to be when we return to Denerim we'll be able to get to the pearl, and it might be that way through those gates, or can we just go through those gates now? Let's try the gates, I think. So yeah, we've already read this because this is Friends of the Grey Wardens, but this is funny because we're being lured into a trap. Because they are no friends of the Warden. That fucking hopping bird. Oh no, the people's clothes are changing again. Yeah, okay, the gate stays closed, but there's definitely stuff that we can do down there. That goes to a kitchen. That goes to servants' quarters. Oh, this goes to the actual castle. Is the brothel in the elven alienage then? Because Tavern, Wonders of Thetis, the Emporium, Goldana's house, yeah. So I'm assuming that we have to wait until we can go to a new area in Denerim, which means we're going to go back to the party camp, and then we're going to look into doing some more things next time. So thank you so much for joining me for this interesting episode of Dragon Age Origins. There's a lot of reading, a lot of lore, so I'm sorry if it was very slow for you, but they, you know, in an RPG, there will be moments of peace and calm, and then there will be moments where it's just non-stop action again, like the Circle Tower stuff. It comes in highs and lows. It's all part of a story. Sometimes there will be quiet moments. There'll be episodes where you do a lot of learning instead of a lot of action. It's all necessary. I liked that we had Zev in our party for that one little instance of having some Antivan crows ask us to do some jobs. That's going to be very cool. I'm excited and interested at the same time. I know that we still have to get a specialization for our character, and I'm still not sure how and when we'll pick that up. I'm sure it will, a moment will, come where we can actually do that. I'm assuming we might be able to do it with Zev for the assassination specialization out of one of those, because the way that the game told us about specializations is you unlock a point to, put it into one of those specializations, but you need someone to teach you. So depending on what those are, I think Zev would be the one that would be like, hey, can you teach me to be an assassin now because of the whole Antivan Crow stuff? And maybe he'll go, yes. I'm assuming that would be how we can get that specialization point spent. We will find out, however. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Dragon Age Origins, and I will see you next time.